Sergei Shavagin makes the most spectacular of his 40 saves. With the two-man advantage, Glenn Stewart ties the game with a laser beam slap shot. In overtime, Flint dominates control of the puck, but all the Mallards need is one shot. After a strange bounce off the boards, Ryan Black's eyes open wide.
Came to me and put my head down, shot, and I went in. And then all of a sudden I see a bunch of guys running after me, so I just try to get out of the way. And I'm laying on the ground, I can't breathe, but it was a great feeling.
I could have probably done this all for free all year, because it's just, that's what playing hockey is all about. It's about winning championships, and you know, you always dream of winning a championship and everything like that, but you know, this is more than I ever thought of.
Through 3 periods, the game lived up to all the hype as the two best teams in the league exchanged knockout blows and went into their locker rooms tied at 4. 20 minutes later, the score stayed the same. And then finally, in the second overtime, Freddie Nazval finished the best game in CHL history and started the celebration.
Mallards win the cup! Oh my God!
Absolutely no description for it. We've worked so hard for this. We want it for you back home. This is for you. Thank you.
Mallard fans, please welcome to the ice the voice of the Quad City Mallards for 20 seasons, Mr. Guy Perry.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a very nice welcome. Thank you, Jim. Well, fans, it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be called to this duty. We've got a lot of great names from the past that we're going to bring out. But before I do want to acknowledge somebody who was a part of Mallards hockey for several years as game operations director. He's no longer with us, but that's our friend Glenn Cass. Now, given the choice between a moment of silence and a round of applause, he'd much rather have the applause. So how about, let's give him one. Remarkable guy, Glenn Cass. All right, let's get started. And I almost forgot, welcome back to the Marsh! Now, first, please welcome some former staff members with the Mallards and some linesmen and some referees. We have Peter Sitchie, we have Ken Gallagher, and we have Al Stensland here. And then we've got broadcasters Jim Cox and Ken Jacoby. Sports writer Jeff Wendland. And team trainers John Doolin and Angel Satuyo. All right. Now, this defenseman played 5 seasons with the Mallards. Welcome back, number 2, Andy Firmoil. And this forward had 14 goals and 8 assists in the inaugural 1995-96 season. Number 4, Jacques Mayotte. This next defenseman was a part of the first championship team in '97. Welcome back to the ice, another number 4, Todd Newton. All right, this next defenseman was a part of the back-to-back championship teams in '97 and '98. You say number 5, I say Brad Barton. This Montreal, Quebec native ranks 5th all-time in Mallards history for penalty minutes with 590. Welcome back, number 6, Frederic Jobin. This next defenseman ranks 3rd all-time in games played with the Mallards with 415 games. A true captain, number 6, Darren McMillan. Now, this Minnesota native played 66 games during the inaugural season, and he skated so quick he made us dizzy. Welcome back, number 9, Jeff Antonovich. This forward played 127 career games with the Mallards over 3 seasons. He's number 10, Drew Otten. And this Edina, Minnesota native was a part of the 2000-2001 championship team. Number 11, Peter Armbrust. This next defenseman played with the Mallards during the 95-96 season as well. Number 12, Scott Smith. Now, this next Mallard scored the game-winning goal in Game 7 to win the championship in 1998. One of our best trade acquisitions ever. Welcome to the ice, number 14, Ryan Black. All right, this next forward scored the game-winning frozen rubber in the net to give the Mallards their first championship in franchise history. Welcome back, number 14, Freddie Nosval. This Quebec native played 138 games over 3 seasons with the club, and he's a heck of a joker in the penalty box too. Number 15, Patrick Levesque. And one of our steadiest defensemen. This guy played 208 games with the Mallards from 1996 to 1999, and he was on the back-to-back championship teams in the late 90s. Number 17, LB Carl LeBlanc. This forward was a part of the 95-96 inaugural season. Number 19, Joachim Wasberger. This defenseman played 2 seasons with the Mallards, and he was also part of the back-to-back championship teams. Welcome back, number 20, Steve Chelios. This Anchorage, Alaska native played 3 seasons with the Mallards. Number 20, Shane Lovedahl. Now this next forward was a part of all 3 championship teams. He ranks 5th in points with 240 and 2nd in penalty minutes with 1246. And it's right up there, number 22, Mark McFarland. All right, this goaltender spent 3 seasons with the club, and he still has that beautiful dome. Welcome back, number 31, Marty Fillion. This Ontario native totaled 359 points in 320 games with the Mallards and was a part of the 98 and 2001 championship teams. Number 55, Steve Gibson. This defenseman is the all-time franchise leader in penalty minutes with 1,338. Wait a minute. Make that 1,343. He just got 5 back in the tunnel. So let's welcome number 77, Kerry Toporowski. All right, now let's bring on the man who helped put all these great teams together. Without this man, we would never have had such a proud history. Under his tenure with the Mallards, we compiled a record of 451, 175, and 50. He assembled all 3 championship teams and engineered one of the most successful runs in minor league sports history by us winning 50 games for 5 straight seasons. Please welcome back, with a warm welcome, Mr. Howard Cornfield. All right. I'm going to turn it over to the Executive Director of the iWireless Center, Scott Mullen.
Hey everybody, thanks for being a part of this tonight. And real quick, I just want to say that, you know, there's been a lot of credit, compliments going around about saving hockey and all that, but the people that really saved hockey and the reason it's here now is our current group that we have with President Bob McNamara, Terry Ruskowski, all the front office staff, and especially the best thing that's ever happened to Quad Cities in a long, long time, Jordan Melville.
Hi, Mallards fans. You know, it's funny, this is actually the first time I've actually been able to address you all. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you. Thank you for making this team a place, you know, a team that people want to play for. I mean, look at these guys on the ice. But thank you for making me feel so at home when I'm here visiting, which doesn't happen enough, but I keep trying to come more. So thank you very much for being Mallards fans and being what you are. But we're not here to talk about me or anyone. We're here to talk about Howard. And actually, I was a little bit nervous about remembering all the stats. I'm like, did you win 5 games and 3 championships? But I think it was 3. Was it 3 championships? And I think 5 50-win seasons. Is that what it is? Wow. Hey, Terry. Hopefully we can get back there soon. But first, before we go to Howard, let's introduce someone that couldn't be here that means a lot to him. So we go to the video screen. That was Erin. That was Howard's daughter. So just one last announcement before I get Howard speaking. We'll see how long that goes. But pleased to announce today that we're going to actually create a Quad City Mallards Hall of Fame. That's going to exist. It's going to be here in the building. And we look forward to opening it as soon as we possibly can. But please let me introduce the first inductee into the Quad City Mallards Hall of Fame, Howard Cornfield.
I'm really nervous, so excuse me. This is an unbelievable honor. When even the officials come back, and I think they said they drove 1,000 kilometers, it really says something. And all these players that have came back, it's incredible. To start off, I want to thank my wife and my daughter. You see my daughter's a Sea Lion SEAL trainer now. My wife has stood behind me for my whole career, and my daughter, and I can't thank her enough. I love you guys very much. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Jordan and Bob. Thanks for bringing us all back together and for saving this team. Remember, we won a lot of games, so there's going to be quite a few 20-year reunions coming up. This is only the first. Last decade, there were a lot of hard times and some out-of-town team owners that just didn't understand our market and they just didn't care. It takes a special person to own a sports team because there's easier ways to make money. Jordan Melville gets it and deserves credit for bringing this team back to life here. We need you guys to come out regularly and support this team, especially the team right now that's struggling because come April and May, they're going to be in the playoffs making a run for it. Bob McNamara ran a great organization in Grand Rapids for 15 years, and the Mallards are in great hands. I do forgive him, as I told him last night, for constantly sending all his good players from Grand Rapids to Muskegon. You can give him a boo for that if you want. But he is part of the evil empire. That's the Mallards now, and we love having him here. His father, by the way, was my first boss in hockey back in Cincinnati, and I was terrified of him. When things got tough and the Mallards almost went extinct, there was another guy that helped save them. I've never seen a man with the passion for hockey and to keep hockey in the building like Scott Mullen. And Mully, one of my dearest friends, thank you. Raise your hand. When you see him on the concourse, pat all these guys on the back. And of course, the fans. You were always behind us, and we never wanted to let you down. We were terrified of letting you down. We knew you would be upset with us. Thank you for helping propel this team. Robbie Nichols called us the evil empire, and I was Darth Vader. I guess I was a bit confused because I thought we were the good guys. Still, we wore the title of league villains as a badge of honor, and we built what's recognized as one of the best minor league hockey franchises in history. We recognized the first-year team who laid the foundation for Quad City hockey. We also have the second-decade guys that have continued the proud legacy. Thank you guys for what you've done, and thank you guys on the bench for continuing the legacy. The coaches. Hiring is always critical, and I got very lucky with my coaches. We all became very close friends, and we got along very well on and off the ice. We had a plan together. We all had to agree on a big decision or the decision to not go forward. In 9 years, I only went by that once, and it ended up being a bad mistake, and I live by that now, even though I'm doing soccer right now. Coaches always have to agree with the GMs, and everyone worked together. Our first coach was John Anderson. We should have called him Fun Anderson, because he was just a ball of fun. He made winning fun. He made those long bus trips fun. When he left me with the resume of someone named Paul Gillis. Gilly was very different. He was quiet and he was introspective, but he also averaged 47 wins a season for us and brought us a championship. Matt Shaw, we never would have had the franchise we had without Matt Shaw. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. He only won 53 games for us in his only season as a head coach and went to the finals. And finally, the coach, Paul McLean. We came this far, folks, from not hiring Paul McLean. And I say we, all of us. There was another coach, there was a contract on the desk, and I didn't want to hire Paul because of a misunderstanding between him and Matt Shaw. I was pressured to interview him. I brought him in, and it ended up being one of the best decisions of my career. We hired him on the spot, and all he did was win a championship and win and win and win. And, you know, sometimes the best decisions are the ones you don't screw up. And Roscoe on the bench, Roscoe is a guy that I would have hired. How many times did we talk, Roscoe, about becoming a Mallard? What a way to continue the tradition. Support this man. He's one of the best coaches in hockey. A lot of the guys have been introduced. I do want to say our first three guys that I signed, I brought with me from Greensboro. Howie Rosenblatt, who was our aircraft carrier, Hugo Prue, and Glenn Stewart. All he did the first year was score 66 goals, and he terrorized minor league hockey for years. So you take away any of the stars, Brad Barton constantly would walk into my office and say, "Howard, I'm the best damn defensive defenseman in the league. Start paying me like one." You take away Bart or any one of these guys from the mixture, and we don't win championships. So, you know, thank you all you guys for what you did. I also want to make note of some agents. Neil Sheehy sent us a ton of players over the years. My dear friend Neil is up in the stands. Casino Rock Island, Gary Butner was a supporter. Mark Lohman at President's Casino. And of course, Genesis with Ken Crokin, Doug Cropper, and Leo Brasnelli has been with this organization from the beginning. 6 consecutive seasons, we won 50 games or more. When the streak was stopped in season 7, it was because we had 450 man games lost to injuries, but we still managed to go to the finals. Talking about the staff, I've been told that I'm no walk in the park to work for, that I'm very difficult. I found that hard to believe, right guys? Yeah, they're all laughing. But the truth is, it's very easy. Just give me 100%, don't lie, cheat, and steal, and be loyal. And the staff was the huge part of our success. Mark Mead, Kevin O'Neill, Julie Germerod somehow lasted 9 years with me. Pete Earhart, Rhonda Hutchins, Stacy Kern-Wellman, Dustin James, Amy Reese, Jim Cox, John Doolin, Angel Sotoyo, Ken Jacoby. Thank you very much, guys, for everything that you did. Glenn Cass, one of our own, is missing tonight. He's passed away from cancer. He's with us tonight and was a valuable member. Let's remember Glenn. He was the guy that played all the music. The media, there's a lot about media in the papers right now, and I want to say something nice about the media. Our earliest beat writers were Craig Cooper at the Times and Jeff Wendland at the Dispatch. Coop wrote a great book about us, and Jeff Wendland put this event together, where played a big role in getting the guys together tonight. Thanks very much, guys. Mark Nessler, Don Doxey at the papers were good. Craig DeVries, who I used to call Craig to Thunder because he liked the Thunder better than the Mallards, came to be called Craig de Mallard. And Jay Kidwell, Rich Henkels, thanks for the TV coverage. Anyone listen to Dwyer Michaels today? You can't forget Dwyer Michaels, who took the chance to humiliate me every chance they could. And I enjoyed humiliating Dwyer by making him play soccer on the ice against a U.S. women's national team star in his underwear. So those are good memories there. You talk to the guys, our biggest memories, driving home after the Flint win and getting the police escort back in here. The jersey auctions when Topper would cross-dress or wear negligee. Robbie Nichols, does anyone remember the Robbie Nichols, the Flint coach night? We were raising money for cancer. Robbie was on the ice, and I said, "Robbie, please wear a cup." Robbie said, "No, I don't need a cup." As we're reading the rules, someone threw a chuck-a-puck, a 1 in a million shot. It bounced, hit Robbie right in the groin, and Robbie was rolling on the ice as thousands of pucks hit him. But we raised, I think, $14,000 for cancer that night. I'm going to end this up real quickly. Making a difference. Sports teams have an ability to reach into the community and reach hearts in a way no other business can. When players came here, they needed to be more than hockey players. They had to care about the community. Many of our guys became involved with far too many kids fighting cancer and other diseases. I remember Dylan Mills befriending a young boy battling cancer and quietly helping the family. There was a young girl from Pleasant Valley who had terminal cancer, and after a tough playoff loss, she sent me a laminated page of dozens of 4-leaf clovers that must have taken her hours to find. I have that to this day. Finally, my best friend was 12-year-old Maggie Wiederholt, whose picture you see on the Zamboni. I know she's here with us tonight. She was adopted by the team and coaches, and I think the Mallards helped extend her life by at least 5 years. A quick story, we took Maggie on a playoff trip to Muskegon, and Paul McLean had come back from the NHL to help us in the playoffs. And as he saw Maggie get on the bus, he said, "How can you put that beautiful little girl on the bus with those animals?" And I'm sure he meant animals in the nicest possible way. So he said to me, "No way she would have gotten on the bus if I were here." I said, "Oh yeah, she would have, Mac." Well, we went up there and we won the game, and the way up there, the guys are watching cartoons on the bus, they're playing Go Fish. They were terrific with Maggie. They were like big brothers to her. When we got back to Quad City, I got off the bus, and as we're unloading, Mac put his big paw on my back, and he said, "Howard, you were right." And I said, "What are you talking about, Mac?" "You were right. Maggie belonged on that bus. She belonged with our team." This team and organization is more than wins and championships. We care about the fans, we care about each other. John Anderson always said leave footprints, and that's what we're doing, or that's what we did on our championship ring. As much as the winning and character of our players, I want our legacy to be that we made a difference in this community. We were more than a hockey team. Please, 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 support this team so our current players have a chance to add to the Mallards' legacy and make a difference in our community. Jordan, Bob, thank you for this great honor, for remembering the old guys, and remember to invite us back this May when the Mallards are in the finals. And also remember the 20th anniversary of our second championship season next year. Thank you so much for this honor. It's great to be back home. I share it with our players, coaches, and my staff. God bless you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, we just want to say thanks again for being here. Thanks for all your support and noise, and enjoy the game tonight.